Emily Williams. I teach 7th grade life science, biology, all the fun stuff in 7th grade. And I am here to somehow give you all of the teachers' perspective. I get to represent all of them. So I've been making little notes at lunch. What should I say? What do you want me to tell people? So I'm trying to wear multiple hats. But the biggest message that we have heard from teachers over and over again is that honestly, none of us came into this profession because we liked to see children fail. We're here because we want to help them be successful. And I know that may seem hard because you may have, just as Ms. Ishimaro said, you'll have a kid who comes home with some big dramatic story about why we hate your kid and want to see them. No. And I know it may seem that way at times, but that's really not why we're here. We want to help them be successful. And certainly sometimes they need that. You get to be that compassionate arm of, oh, honey. And middle school is so challenging when I talk to parents over and over, because this is that age in many cases where your kids, they talk a lot, but a lot of it has very little, you get only superficial information about what's really going on unless they're angry about something. And the only thing you know is they don't like their teacher. So you decide, hey, I can get on board with that. Let's not like them together. And it becomes like the family, we're going to not like that at all. I remember my mom going, well, honey, I understand math is tough because it's just not in our genes. And now as a biology teacher, I'm thinking, that's not true, but somehow it was, well, honey, we'll just not like math together. That's not always helpful. So if you can help us, we really want to be allies and not adversaries. And if you are, as Ms. Ishimaro said, getting some sort of strange, odd, conflicting message about the teacher doing something, please go to the teacher first, before it gets spread to 9 other people that then have spread some rumor about a teacher did something horrible that never actually happened. So please help us with that. We want to be able to clarify, and just, it's also that big transition with 180 students. We work really hard to reply as quickly as we can to different messages, but also because we only see the children 3 times a week, sometimes we're trying to find out what happened, and there may seem to be a delay. What is an emergency for you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if we've already gone home, you've now had another, big part of the day to still be upset, and it may seem that we're ignoring you when we just haven't looked at our email. So please give us that benefit of the doubt. We want to work together to help your students be as successful as possible. Talking to the teacher first, working together, and helping your child to become a self-advocate. That is huge, because I can tell you, I'm sure you've had situations like this as well. It's sort of that tattletaling thing, if you have more than one child. Well, so-and-so said that they want this and then they want this. If you can help us to empower the child, when I have a parent who sends me an angry email that says, this assignment doesn't make any sense and my kid's not going to do it and I just don't believe in whatever, I have to then figure out, okay, how do I respond to this message? As opposed to when I have a student who shows up in my door and says, I didn't get it, can you help me? It's so much easier for me to go, oh, of course, honey, let me help you. I'm happy to do that. Or when we have a student that says, I didn't get this, or, heaven forbid, I know this was supposed to be done, and I didn't do it, and I'm really sorry. Is there any way I can work to do this again? Most of the teachers are happy to help the kid when they're right there. But when we get a note that says, my kid didn't do this, so they're going to turn it in 2 days later, it puts us in an awkward position where now we have to somehow allow the parents to decide how the class is run. So if we can work as partners, and if you can help empower your child to talk to us, that gives us that opportunity to come to the same solution, but it feels like we've worked together as a team. And I know this is going to be really difficult. But at some point in middle school, your child will probably not tell you the truth on something. I know. I know, it's heartbreaking. My son's in 1st grade, and, sometimes I think, oh, honey, you probably shouldn't have said that, but he tells me the truth too much, But it is likely to happen. I think back to a parent meeting that I had, and I won't divulge any names, but the parent said, but my son said he did it. And I said, yes. It's all fake. This is a fake project. You can see here, that's not what this plant is. This is fake. But he said he did it. Let's bring him in. But you said you did this. I lied. But you said you did it. I lied. So we're both saying he lied. He lied. Let's move on. He lied. So we're moving on. And I tell my students, we get some great forgeries. I did have a parent one time who said, well, I told him he could sign my name on things. Awesome, okay. It happened that that parent called me back luckily and said, actually, I don't know if you know, but I'm a doctor. And after I said that, I realized I probably shouldn't let my kids sign my name on things. That actually matters, yes. So please help us with that. Another thing is that terrible challenge of, you know the assignment is due. Again, my kid's in first grade and he's supposed to be coloring. And I'm like, we could just color this faster. And I just want to color it for him so it can be done. But then the teacher has to grade something that's not my child's work. So please help us out, because we've gotten some beautiful parent assignments that are just amazing. You can all think back to the mission projects where you're like, really, you did this, honest. I had this sister, my mom was out there literally going, now she was making Adobe and they had her out there taking pictures. My sister was also the one that was always sick on the day things were due and somehow was inside. They were great. She would have her hair one way and she'd go in and change and she'd come back out and look like she was watering her plants a totally different day. They were totally fake plants. So please, please help us out. If your kid is struggling on something, let us work on a plan. But doing the work for them or having them pass off something that's not their own work, or even if it might be parents' work, it's really hard for us to assign a legitimate grade or to figure out where your kid needs help. So please help us with that. And I think those are my main points. We're happy to be here. We want to help your kid be successful. And the more that we can work together, the more we know that this will be an incredible experience for them. They will be totally, it's like this strange machine. They come in at 6th grade, and what we send out there is like something totally different. So this is going to be an incredible years for your children, and we thank you for giving us the opportunity to be with them. Your help, I heard the plug, thank you, Kathleen, for Wish Night. I feel so blessed. My whole family is educators in different areas, and we feel so blessed for not only the support that anyone cares to come and hear what anyone's perspective is amazing, but the support that you give is tremendous. And I want you to know that every teacher on this staff is so appreciative for everything that you do as well. So thank you for letting me be here.